Well, it's another beautiful day at the castle, and it's actually going to be a beautiful day. It's supposed to be 62 degrees today, Eric.
Crazy.
62 degrees. We're not used to that. But we've got a corner to finish up. Let's go check out what we got. So we have this long, crazy fascia board up here. We're going to get rid of this because I'm pretty confident we're going to get rid of this maintenance nightmare because all the moisture that comes in off the river, and we're going to put vinyl siding here. This wall will be closed cell foamed, so everything will be sealed off insulation wise above that roof cavity. But I do want to extend this porch all the way over because this is usable deck after I tap con some boards down low underneath of it. And then we're going to replace this wood product with Trex, and we're going to run railing all the way to the castle. And I don't want to have open, not covered, rain, sun deteriorates everything more because there's not a roof over it. So we're going to extend this over. Once we get that complete, if we're lucky, we may have time to rip all of this off all the way down to the end and get new 2x8s mounted. And then the next step, as you can see, there is no overhang on this side of the castle, so I want to extend that out 12 inches so we have a 12-inch overhang to protect this rock a little bit better. That sound like fun?
Yeah, bunches.
Well, I've put a whole bunch of stuff in our way.
Yeah.
So we've got a gooseneck trailer here right now. I've got the tractor because I've also got some product coming to backfill all of this. We're gonna get this man lift squeezed out of here. That's gonna be interesting. I got a little bit of room to go forward, but I gotta get way over here to get out. But let's get this man lift moved around. We'll be on the front side extending the roof over. I know we are really, really close. That's because that big man lift can't go for any further that way. But we got to take this fascia board off, which is decorative, which we're ridding of anyway. We were either going to cut that or replace it, and they look pretty bad, so we're going to replace them all. We need for today for sure to pop this one off so that we can get our 12-foot 2x8 attached and ran past to get our next rafter in, which then will allow us to stretch that level a little further and get ourselves marked out across that castle so we can get our boards on that radiused erratic tower. So let's get this front fascia board pulled off here. Then we'll start doing some custom framing. We've got some good rafters in there. Everything looks good. The outside one is a little questionable on the end here, but it's just a little doty right on the end. The rest of it's really good. So as long as I come back 2 rafters and attach here and here, get us some screws in there, throw us a block on the side of that, and come down to be able to get a good attachment point, we'll be fine. Looks like the birds loved us. Birdie, birdie in the sky, let a poopy in my eye. Me not laugh, me not cry. Me just glad the cows don't fly. We're gonna get this cleaned out of here. Get her closed back up, at least to this point. I got to pull a dimension to find out where 12 foot's going to get us. Does it get us past where the deck stops? That's the ultimate goal. Once we get past that, we can kick it back to the wall with one horizontal board, which will give us support to our roof, and tap con off to the castle. So let's get this cleaned out. We'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, come on!
Well, all right, I've only had about 14 visitors for people who's quoting stuff to do stuff here at the castle. HVAC, electrical,
811.
insulation, 811. Today has been a very aggravating day because I wanted to get more done, but we got our screws started for each of our rafters. We're going to put our fascia board on, get our next rafter installed, and then we can start transferring that mark again on the castle wall. Ready?
Ready.
Your way, my way, right there.
Flush with that bottom board on my side.
Yep, that's the goal. And now our impact's gonna act funny. There it goes. It decided to put it in drive. Come on now, play nice. Missed that spot. more to get it attached to the top here. Now, Eric, we need to put this level on there. And you get it level before I put this screw in. I was gonna say, which way are you going there? Ain't no way you gotta go down.
Goodness gracious.
Like it?
Yep.
Now we're attached. This is where our soffit will attach to, and then our fascia will come down and cover up that end, and we're going to replace every board down through there eventually, but we don't need every board yet. And as you guys can see, we're letting that fly a little wild. And what we'll do once we get our boards mounted on the castle, after we get this rafter in, we'll run a horizontal board and get it over and attach to the castle, which will give good pressure to hold that basically a floating roof in there. All right, let's get a measurement on our 2x6. We'll get it cut and get it installed next. Okay, we are 85.5 long point to short point. We are just shy of a 312. It's like 2 3/4 12. That's the bottom and the top pitch. And then our angle is really steep. It's a little steeper than what my saw will go. So we're gonna cut this. We're gonna do a double cut. We're gonna put the 2.5 12 on it, and we're gonna cut that backside. We're set at 50. This isn't gonna be any fun, but we'll work it out. There you go. Now we're going to grab our square cutting saw and cut the other end. Ta-da! Now let's see if it fits. So you gotta go up.
I can't go up.
So you just need to unscrew that board then? The purlin?
Probably what it is.
Okay. Eric has to loosen up. He's up on the roof. Eric has to loosen up our purlin so he can get to the top, because it's got a heck of a bow in it. A bow down. And that's not very helpful. You gonna cut that purlin?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cut this rim joist off. Okay, now you've got that notched. You've got that 2x4 up there with you, or straight edge.
Curved. This thing is curved. Here, switch me.
Well, I've still got to mark it, so what's
Yeah,
the
but
matter?
this curve will go with the castle.
Okay. Oh, you mean it's curved
Yeah.
horizontally, lengthwise. Not
Now, where do you want this one at?
thickness-wise.
You want it in the middle?
It don't matter. We're just getting ourselves a mark.
Okay.
But you Well, you keep moving that board and it's hitting me and making me drop stuff.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Okay. Now, if I give you a longer board,
This corner.
yeah, that's gonna allow me to get us a mark out here. Okay. Now, I need to confirm that that red line, so that red line's high. So that red line actually should be transferred down. Yeah, I leave it a 1/4 inch high so the water guaranteed runs away from the castle. And that right there, if I take my square, it's dead on, right? Is it extra high?
From the
Here, I'll just walk
after
through
we
and
went
look.
down.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So now we get to mount us a board to the castle so that we can get our next 16 inch over here and get another rafter in. And if we get lucky, might be able to get a board mounted all the way to that point from there. So let's see what this board does for us.
You cut that off.
Huh?
I'm gonna cut that off so it's out of your way.
This?
Yeah.
No. That's for the metal roof. We gotta come in under it.
Oh, I think you said something about cutting it off earlier.
No, remember I'm leaving it a 1/4 inch high so this bows up. I want that to bow up. I really would like it to be that's actually going to work pretty good. Yes, we've got this gap here, but we can sister some boards to the back side of this to fill in that gap. Because I'd rather do this than a whole bunch of little bitty blocks.
I mean, one long piece instead of
Yeah.
blocks. Just a block here, block there.
You got screws up there, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think it's going to hurt to get a screw through here into the end of that board. And if we can give that thing a love tap, get it to drop down just a smidge. Yeah, right there. So run a screw through this rafter into that. And then I'll sneak a tap con right in here in just a minute to give it real support. Can you get another one below that? If so, that'd be pretty awesome. I'll go down here, grab the hammer drill. We're cooking with peanut oil now. Finally. It's really, we only have probably 4 more rafters to put in.
I think I missed.
Yeah, you need to run it in at more of an angle. When I say angle, your head needs to be closer to the river.
Yeah. To it. Too bad you couldn't build a little crow's nest right here.
It's a good view, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Now, sneak another one. Right there. Nice. So now the rafter is tied to the rim joist at the top side. The rafter is tied to this rim. Why don't my hammer want to stay with me today? Now it's all the way on the ground. This rim joist is tied to that rafter. It'll also be tied to that purlin, tied to that rafter. Tap con to the castle, tap con to the castle, and we'll sister on probably a couple of boards here. Figure out our dimension to fill in this gap so our metal doesn't sit there and flop. I'm liking it. Now we measure over till we hit 16, which is going to be right here. Side. Measure the same thing over here. Should be, I think, 14 and a half. Inside to inside, yep. See if I can do this on the edge of the ladder. 14 and a half. That side. Give us a good sight line. This is long point to short point for those of you who know what we're doing. 68 inches. All right, we're gonna get us a 68-inch 2x6 cut. That's cut nicely. Now the fun part. I think if I mount me a block on the bottom side, that'll hold me right where I need to be.
Yep.
Show you guys what I'm talking about. Turn you up in the air. So these rafters are flush with the bottom of this board, which offsets it to the top. As long as I get me a board screwed on here, that'll hold this in while I screw the other end off.
Put the board.
Give me a hand board.
Hand board, I thought it was a footboard.
I'm just saying it is going to give me a hand. Just like that. Now I should be able to go back up here to the top. Set that on there. Line this up here. Pretty dang close. It's like a degree off. That's perfect. I'm loving that. Yep. Close enough for horseshoe in here. Oh boy. Don't let that slide that way, Matt. That would suck. You would probably end up down there on a gravel road. Board's got a little bow to it, but we can straighten her out. There's the top side, and before we get down, I'll pull my dimension. I also got my other 16-inch center mark. Pull this dimension here. And that angle is going to be the exact same because it's the same board. And we got 54 inches.
Angle should be the same.
Wrote it down. Now I can't forget it. Now we can cut another 2x6. Get the end of this 2x6. Oh yeah, that board's bowed big time. Get that pulled over and screwed off in the proper location. Get another rafter in, and then we can straight line ourselves a little bit further. It was stuck on the castle. Rotate our board around. Get our long point established over here. Square our saw up. Oh, left-handed board ain't long enough. Now, we need to screw the end of this board in and move our helping hand over so that we can get that next one mounted. Well, let's see if we cut another one correctly or not. And you know what? I can actually start a screw while I'm down here, which will make it way more beneficial. Got my helping hand right there. Beautiful. Lucky? It ain't a luck. I just don't know what I'm doing.
So it's probably 70 degrees up there on that one then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a steep one up there, and I can't cut that steep.
No.
So we got real close. It's not far off, but these are definitely these are spot on. These are good.
It's solid. It's all that matters.
All right, Eric, I'm gonna go down here to the man lift. Use it as my ladder. Let everybody gripe at me on YouTube here. See your line?
Yeah, to your left. Left. Stop.
Good?
Yep.
I know, you didn't have to approve it to me. You hear that? He agreed that I'm good. He can't deny it now. Even though I still don't know what I'm doing. All right, I need to move the man lift basket so my ladder's over a little further. Get another 16-inch center marked here and see if we can catch that board, or if we're gonna have to mount another board to get to the end of our fascia board here to get our leg all the way over to the castle, which will make sure that this thing is supported properly. We'll be right back. So I don't know how much of this you guys are actually gonna be able to see, because I might block you, and this isn't probably the most perfect way to do this. But I took a framing square and I squared off of this 2x6 to know how far this is gonna go to kick back to the castle. And it may be a little lower, whatever. But now I wanna get myself a line up the castle, a level line. No, come on. So that I know, don't tapcon any further than this, or you'll cause yourself more problems. All right, so that's our end. Now we can take 2x4, and we're running this across our current rafters that we just put in, and I can get my end point like so. I got it. You stay away from that edge. Don't you worry about this. So there's our intersection point. Now what we need to do is connect a board from there to there. Connect a board from here to there, so this is truly held in place, and put, let's see what we got. 1, one. Basically 2 more in there. And this one right here will go right on the end. That one goes off that base. I'm betting we have to extend that board before we can get a rafter in there. Get this all marked out so no matter which side I'm working, I can see where my screws need to go. And then hopefully my helping hand will be long enough to catch both of those. Oh man. Oh man.
The one you got sitting on top, Will?
I might need that one on top for something else, so we're just gonna go with this one here.
I'll catch both of them.
Yep. Sometimes it pays off to not clean up 100% of your trash. Ouch. That was my hand. Ouch. Maybe if I switch hands here. Yeah, I'm not ready for that quite yet. This board?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now we have our point to point. Pull us a dimension here. Get us a board cut. Get us a board mounted, which is going to really suck because I got to lean way over to do that. 28 and a half. All right. Need to cut a 28 and a half inch 2x4, get it mounted. So we're going to extend that on over the rest of the way. Get the top rafter screwed off, get these 2 cut. We'll be off to the races. Get our last board mounted. This isn't going to be any fun. Oh.
Go down to the low, go below you, that bar for yourself. Now right there, straight with you.
I wonder if I don't. I'll figure it out. I think I need to put my screws in at more of an angle.
Catch that board. Yeah, I should catch it right there.
I see one little spot that's making life hard on me. Play nice for just a second, would ya?
Maybe.
Too much of an angle. I missed. Nope. Too high. Oh, this ain't easy. Oh, of course. Ah! Just in one of those weird spots you can't hardly get to. Then I gotta lay down in a basket, darn it.
Well, it's gonna be easier for you to screw, I think.
Hard on the knees.
Yeah, hard on your back.
Don't have a good way to hold myself.
No,
That's all right.
that's gonna be a lot easier for you to screw.
Come on. hot. That's
You
very
had-
hot.
You had the right angle the first time, but you just need to go up with your angle.
Had the right angle, but go up with my angle.
Okay, you had the right angle to your right. There you go. But you had your angle going, the other angle is going down below the other door desk into the wall.
Oh my gosh, that's so hard on the knees. Woo! This is no fun, people. Don't buy a castle.
Buy a castle, but it's had someone else do it.
Oh, jeez. Oops, missed. Now, a 14 and a half. Looks like our angle's pretty close to the same.
It's close.
So now I think I can squeeze out of here. We know the next one's gonna go on the end. So I'm gonna have to cut that off after I get a better square mark. So yeah, we can go down now, get our measurement, cut us 2 by 6, get another rafter installed. We'll be back. All right, so we've got our 16, 16. This isn't 32. We're stopping it right here because this covers all of our deck, and we can't get the castle anyway. So we're going to turn it 90 right here, and we'll just flash this in. But I need to figure out where I need to cut that 2x4 off. So we're going to line up our level on our last mark, and then we're going to square up our level. That level tell us where we need to cut our board off. Now we mark and this can't be a plumb cut. Oh boy, this one's gonna be bad. That's not gonna be right. I don't have enough board. Well, we might just have to get our board cut, lay it up there, hold it against this, and transfer our line down. Because I want to make, I don't think I can make a, I got to make an angled cut on the 2x4. I guess I could cheat and try to. A better idea. Hey Matt, use your head. This is a level cut. So we'll cut that board off there, which will make it to where this board, this rafter, gets screwed in to the back side of this, but to the end of that one, which truly supports it. We could support it the other way, but I'm gonna like to screw that off. And then we'll come in below all this once we get it level, and we'll put a board straight over to the castle, and we'll tap con it to the castle. Let's get some cuts made, we'll be back. Okay, we got our angle set, but we got to cut it from the top side and try not to hit the rock. didn't hit the rock, but also stayed a little too shallow, but that won't hurt anything at all. So that board will screw right to the end, square with this face, and then we'll come in underneath of it, cut an angle on the end of the board, and go back to the castle. Then we'll be able to frame that closed later. Maybe yet today, we'll see. Well, I just told you guys that we had 2 more rafters to cut and we would be off to the races. Well, I was explaining to Eric that we needed to cut this one purlin off. And when I did that, I realized we screwed up. And I shouldn't say we, it's a me screw up. Today is not my day. It is pushing 5 o'clock, sorry, 4 o'clock. And look what we got. All because I didn't catch, when I measured these ends, that the previous owner cut his 2x6s, which is why out here on the face when I measured, it measured 5.5. I need a 2x8 for here so that these boards don't hang past the 2x6. So we're going to replace this with a 2x8, and then we'll be back and ready to cut 2 more boards and 1 horizontal board to get this thing truly supported. And then we're probably going to call it a day because yeah, I am really frustrated at this point. But we've got the 2x8 out here. Eric's grabbing the last 2 2x6s we need for our last 2 cuts, and then we're going to get back up there, mount this 2x8, get all these boards back up to where they belong, get them screwed off. Our pitch doesn't change. Our pitch was off a little bit, and I was questioning myself as I put them in there, but I'm like, it's just a couple of degrees, not that big of a deal. It's got 3 screws in it. No, you should have stopped when you saw the first angle was incorrect. But here we are. Our boards are flopping around a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna get a 2x8 on. We're gonna get her out here, and we're gonna get her put back together. Stay tuned. Today's not my day. Okay, now we're gonna get the proper board on there. I should have just stayed home today, but why do that? Just give it all you got, keep on keeping it. Up, you're gonna take your end up. Up, flood with it, purling. Right at the top of that. What are you doing over there?
They caught on my glove.
That should be level.
That's level.
Down a little. Right there. Oh, what you were struggling so much for?
No, it caught on my glove, caught me in my lid, the squared head. Happened to be breathing out at the time when it hit me.
Cut the ends of his 2x6s off.
Didn't you just say that?
Yeah, but I didn't remember it again. We're just putting this in as a scab on the back side here. Make sure we have our outside edge supported properly. That would actually work out right for fascia and soffit. So you know what that means? After you strip all that wood off, we got to put a cripple like that on every single one of those rafters to make sure we have something to nail our daggone soffit.
I was just looking at that, yeah.
Oh boy, the joys of this castle. Okay.
Pray to God it pays out in the end.
Yep. Now what we got to do is use that level to get these back in place once we get our centers. We're gonna mark out our centers. You guys have seen that before. We'll be back. Oh, it's my fault that your level's off? You gotta tell me where to go.
Up a little bit. Perfect.
Now the angle is perfectly cut. Imagine that. Oh boy. In a moment, I get another. Now, just to doubly check, make sure, we know the purlin's a 2x4 thickness. Look at that. Just a skosh above it. Man, I tell you, when you actually have the right board, things go a little better. Now we just get to do that a few more times. And we need to swing. Let us swing, we'll be back. Take your board off there for a second. Get myself where I need to be here. Oh, goodness gracious, that board's got a little bow to it. Right side over there. A little high. There we go. Angle looks good. Think I should lower it some? How about a whole bunch? Yeah, but see, you're not sitting down on this board. Are you sitting down?
Yeah, I'm on the board. Yeah. I'm on both. You make it. No, I'm gonna hit you down. There you go. Whoa, wait, right there. Yeah, yeah. Now it's, yeah. There you go.
Now we're cooking with peanut oil. All right, now we're back to where we stopped. 39. Yeah, that should still be right. And then we'll have to pull one more dimension to cut that. All right, let us get some marks on a board. We'll get it. We'll cut with you guys, and then we'll install it. We've got our next board cut. We're gonna do this one backwards. We're gonna do the bottom first, and then I'm gonna hang on for dear life to get the top. We don't need that. I got my line drawn. Thank you, though.
Give me a hard board, hold anything.
Hold your breath, because it's getting a little crazy. Oh yeah, that's gonna slide right over where I want it. Beautiful. And yes, this is going to be flimsy until we get it up level and get this board under it here. We're going to turn that board long ways. All right, get our next dimension. Get our board cut. It's gonna go on the end here. I don't know if you guys can see that. On the end here, all the way back to the castle, and on the inside of this board, and I'll trim this off a little later. Beautiful. Where's that dimension? 1 and 5. Yep, 30 3/4. All right, we're gonna get a board marked out and get her cut. We got our last board cut here. Gonna get her screwed off. Then I'll go to the top, take my square and make sure that we're not overly high. And then we'll get our last board on. Get our metal put back down, and we're calling it a day. I'm telling you, we're gonna call it a day once we get that metal put back on. But all right, well, we didn't have you guys involved with that for some reason. I forgot to turn the camera on. We got this horizontal board in, we got 1 screw in it, and now I'm gonna tap con in here to push it that way because we have an angle cut on it so that it can't kick out any way but in to match the angle of the castle, I guess is what you'd call it. So we're gonna put you guys right over here and let you watch me get, I'm gonna try to sneak at least 3 tap cons in this. I just don't know if it's gonna happen. Now before that thing moves, I better get a tap con in there. Because we have our fascia board I mean, that sucker, that's level. All right, now it shouldn't move. That doesn't mean it won't, so let's get at least 1 more in, and I can see that I can hit this top rock here. Another tap con in there and see if I can sneak a 3rd in it. It'd be really nice if I could. And when we go to oh golly, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get a 3rd one in there, but we've got the option. When we go to finish this, we obviously have to fill in this gap. So we'll run another cut rafter that blends right along this to that point, and we'll stack it out, and then we'll put us a little triangle in there. We also have the option to do the same thing in here, which could get us another board, because we'll have soffit right along the bottom of all those rafters all the way across, running this way. So it'll set at an angle, because that's how that porch is. And if I do what most people do and put a bottom in there all the way back to the roof, this is a or all the way back to the wall, this is a cantilever roof, and those joists rafters run all the way to the back. Yes, there's a joint in them, but I like how it's cantilevered and I want to leave it that way. And I'm actually supporting it better now that I have this crutch leg down to the castle. So this is supported better than normal. And this is what I could do all the way on that entire porch, but it gets really short. And I'm afraid that that ceiling height would not be enough. So we're going to leave it at an angle, which means our soffit will run at an angle. But we can line this. We just have to drill a couple of countersunk holes to get over top of those tap cons, which then would allow us to get a couple of more tap cons right here. So I'm not opposed to that. And then obviously to get that wrapped, I explained that already. So, I mean, I'm pretty darn confident you can get up there and jump around and it'd be fine. So, but I'm starting to realize why the previous owner never attached this thing to the castle. And here I am, being the crazy person that I am, attaching this thing to the castle. So got to figure that one out. Not 100% certain how that's going to work, but just kind of one of those things. Got to figure it out because I can't have a leak path. Well, there you have it. We've got her extended over. I've got to sister some boards right there in that gap to close that off. Even though it's going to be spanned, I'm going to run those boards. I'll probably use a 2x6 to get them up to the same height as the two 2x6 purlins there. That way that metal has something really nice to rest on right there at the castle. The rest of it, it's coming out really nice. All of it has to be flashed, and there I got to figure out a solution for that. But that's today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, share away. We greatly appreciate the views and the support.